says live. Great. So now I have to copy. Wait, I should open this up and set up the HTML code. Add custom code. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Okay, turn off that volume. All right, now share, embed, boom, copy, boom, paste. Oh, that's funny, 8,000, no, that would be 800, and this should be 500, and then add the code, and then move this up here, and then preview that and make sure it looks right. Sorry guys, still getting set up. I just need one more minute. One cotton picking minute. Let's see. Oh, there's probably another way. There's probably a better way of doing this, which I did not realize, but that's okay. Okay, come on, open. I'm just gonna take my time and do it this way because, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Cut. Okay, and then come here. Gosh, you know what really burns me up? I'm really sad because I don't think that it is a really convenient time. I'm doing this program at 11 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. And I think it's difficult for people to make it to our sessions at that time. And so that makes me a little sad because basically I have to do the session by myself and you guys will watch the replay and that's great and all, but I still think it's a little disappointing. That's all. I wish you could be in the live session with me. Anyway, but that's okay. I'm here now. All right. So hi, my name is Crystal Lynn Bell, and I want to thank you for joining me today for planting your prosperity garden. Oh, I just remembered. I must double check one more thing. Hold on a minute. Hopefully this is going to, just one more second, my apologies. One more thing that I must check. Okay, very good. I've got to have all of this open. All right, so here we go. Hi. Welcome to Planting Your Prosperity Garden. My name is Crystal Lynn Bell, and I am a spiritual life coach. And in this particular program, today and tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am going to be taking you through some very important steps in creating a spiritual life coaching business. Now, this is a 3-day program, and yesterday I looked at what you have to do, like making the decision about being a spiritual life coach, why that's so challenging, and what we can do, what you can do to kind of make that decision. Because obviously, if you have a calling to be a spiritual life coach, it's something that you feel. And just because you feel it doesn't mean that there's not going to be opposition to it. And that feels really important to me to share with you for many personal reasons, but also to help you understand that this thing that you desire may not come super easily. However, it's going to come if you are willing to stand up, confront, and face the obstacles that are blocking you from manifesting what you desire. So for me, being a spiritual life coach had a lot of challenges. And like I said yesterday, we covered them. Today, what we're going to be doing is getting into the curriculum for building out your own spiritual life coaching program. I have a certification called Spiritual Life Coach Certification for Badass Butterflies. That program takes you through the entire process in great detail, and I hold your hand while you build your business. And I take you through every step in great detail, okay? Over the next couple of days, I'm going to tell you in a general way so that you understand on a deep level what it takes to make this decision to become a spiritual life coach or not, right? Now, yesterday, as I said, I talked about the challenges to making that decision. And amongst those things were pressure from your family and friends. You know, they don't understand what you're doing. Religious pressures, like that's not a Christian thing, or that's not a Muslim thing. Why are you doing that? That's evil, okay? These things are real for the people who are experiencing them. So as a spiritual life coach who's coming from a religious background or who's coming from a family who doesn't understand what you're doing, you've got to confront these issues, okay? We talked about that in detail yesterday. You can look at that video. The one thing we didn't talk about yesterday, and it's a huge obstacle, is your qualifications. A lot of people ask, am I qualified to lead others as a spiritual life coach? They say, how can I help others when I haven't helped myself? Okay, we touched on this yesterday, but today I want to give you a solution for this, and I want to show you something that's a really, really big part of becoming a spiritual life coach. Now, this process, this part of being a spiritual life coach involves you, you understanding who you are and what you have to offer. This is one of the hardest things to talk about with people because so many people come to me, they come to my program, and they don't know how they can be of service, but they know that they are to be of service. They feel so strongly in their hearts this calling toward sharing their story, and they know that what they've gone through, other people are going through, and they know that when they get that moment of clarity, when they're in that clear spot and they can see, and they're making these big decisions for themselves to, they're making the decision to be, to be strong. They know that other people need help in making those decisions for themselves. So these people who want to be spiritual life coaches want to advocate for other people. I wanted to advocate for people. I would see a person struggling, and a person, when they're struggling and in pain, they're in a box and they cannot see anything outside that box. They have blinders on, and the world is only this small. Okay, the world is this small. So because I'm on the outside, I can take their little blinders away and help give them more and more clarity, help them see more and more, expand their vision, give them more options, help them realize what's there. That's what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to help people see another perspective. And that's what we do as spiritual life coaches. You cannot do things for people. Like you can't have the baby for the mother who's giving birth. She has to have that baby herself. But you can be there like holding space. When she needs a hand to squeeze, she can squeeze your hand. And when she's needs to look in somebody's eyes and say, God damn it, it hurts. What the fuck? What is happening? You can be there, because that's what we do as spiritual life coaches. We help people give birth to themselves. You know, we help people break free from the cocoon. We can't tap on the cocoon, right? As a butterfly, I'm the badass butterfly, right? You know, you can't, we don't need, people don't need the cocoon open for them. What they need is a voice outside the cocoon telling them how to break down those walls themselves. Because if you go in and you break down the wall of a butterfly's cocoon for them, you break that old shell for them, the butterfly inside hasn't learned what it needs to learn. Its muscles haven't developed so it can, you know, sustain its weight. So once it gets out, it's not going to do anything but collapse because its wings are too strong because you deprived it of its um, the challenge it needs. So, as a spiritual life coach, this is what we do. We stand outside the cocoon and we shout, "Hey, hey, expand, squeeze, breathe, ah, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, wait, what'd you do that for?" Yeah, that's our job, and it's a good job, and people appreciate it. So, today, what I want us to do is to look at our strength as a spiritual life coach. Um, Now, couple things I want to do. Okay, here we go. Right, I did that, so I can leave that one and I can come into this one. All right, hold on 1 second here as I open up this and open up that. Okay. Okay, no, that's not going to be the thing. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second here while I open this form that I want us to talk about. Let me just, instead of doing that, why don't I do this? I just do a search, treasury of boasts. Your treasury of boasts. So, no, girl. Ooh, hold on. This girl is acting really wacky right now. Treasury of boasts. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. All right, so in my spiritual life coach certification program, as I said earlier, it's 10 months long. And over the course of that 10 months, we are learning everything. You are going to learn everything you need to know about setting up a business, a spiritual life coaching business from start to finish. So it is perfectly fine that you're coming to this program with 0 clients, 0 email list, 0. You've never done this before. Don't worry, because here's the deal. You are a being of source energy and you have a story. As a spiritual life coach, especially as a beginning spiritual life coach, is to simply remember that you are going to coach the people who you are going to coach. As a beginning life coach, if you think that you are going to coach my people, then you're probably mistaken if you think that you're going to coach my people from where you are now. My people have been working with me probably for years, and they have gone through a whole bunch of sophisticated spiritual stuff. So, my people, you're probably not going to reach. Who cares? Okay? Out of the whole world, I only have 1,000 people. Why are you worried about those people? Don't think about competition. There's a time in business when you need to analyze competition and you need to account for what your competition does. This is not that time. When we build your business plan, I'm going to show you how to look at competition in a very healthy, energetic way where you're not intimidated by it. But for right now, don't worry about competition. What you worry about is who you are and what you want to offer. Okay. So in my program, what I do, and actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think that the thing I need to do before I get into this is to show you the curriculum and the outline for my program so that you can know what it looks like, so that you know what I'm talking about. Right now, I feel like I'm saying things, and because I've not shown you my curriculum, it feels to me like I'm asking you to see something that's uh, nebulous or cloudy or like dreamy, like it's not really there for you. So I'm going to show you this so that you have an idea of what I'm talking about, and then I can close it and then just show you the key things that I think that you need to know so that you can go forward as a spiritual life coach feeling powerful and confident and competent. Okay. Now, I am going to share my screen with you and show you my certification program curriculum. Now, if you are if you're watching this video, you've already seen the curriculum for the Planting Your Prosperity Garden curriculum. So the curriculums are going to look the same. They're going to look similar. Actually, let me just do it this way. Here. Okay, so share screen, boom, boom. Okay. So if you are if you are in the program, you'll already recognize, actually here, this is what I should do. You'll already recognize this, right? This is the curriculum. If I come over here, I'll see, that's so funny. That's a funny picture. Okay. So you know this curriculum, you recognize this curriculum. It is no big deal. This is going to look familiar and easy to you. Now, this is the curriculum for this for the actual certification program that I've created. This is the 10-month long curriculum that has all the modules in it. Okay. And this is actually just kind of a setup module. There's actually a different program that you'd go into. But anyway, let's not complicate things. Let me not complicate things. So let me just show you that, take you through this curriculum, then it will be done, then I won't have to do it again. So when you first enroll in my 10-month certification program, you're going to have a coursework module, like just getting started. So there's a welcome letter that's supposed to be, oh, right, that's on the other one. So there's a welcome letter that gets emailed to you. There's a consent agreement and coaching agreement that you go through, boom, 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 setting up your private sessions, making sure you get your books and all these kind of things you do in the pre-course work, no problem. Okay. The meat and the potatoes of the program begins with your emotional wellness and your personal journey module. So for the first 6 weeks of becoming a spiritual life coach, you have to get spiritual life coaching. So that's what we do during the first 6 weeks. Now, during that time, um, you are going to receive your own coaching, but you're also going to learn what it is that you're receiving. Okay. So, for example, I'm going to talk to you about triggers and I'm going to introduce you to different ideas like limiting beliefs, how to change limiting beliefs, learning about who your authentic self is, working with fears, working with the emotional submersion process, working with triggers, all these kinds of things we're going to be covering during the first 6 weeks. You're going to receive coaching at the same time that you are learning specific techniques that go along with being a spiritual life coach and helping someone transform. Okay. Now, when we're done with that, you're going to get Reiki level 1 and 2, attuned and certified. So those things will be coming to you after we're done with that. I'm not going to go into detail about what Reiki is, but just know that it's a healing it's a healing modality. So um, you're going to want to you're going to need to heal, help people heal, right? And so Reiki is a wonderful way to help people heal. So I'm going to take you through that. I'm a Reiki master and a teacher, so I can actually give you the Reiki symbols and teach you how to use it. And we will have a lot of fun doing that as part of this curriculum. Now, um, then what we're going to do, once you've done with your healing and you've gotten your first level of Reiki, we are going to get you into what I'm calling your coaching niche discovery. And this is where you have to discover who your target client is, what program you're going to create for them, what their pain point is. Like, all these things are, you're basically going to be discovering who you're going to serve, how you're going to serve them, and what it is you're going to be correcting. Okay, that's called your pain point. So we would go into great detail about that. And uh, we're going to talk about that a little bit in this short program, but this is a really big important process, because if you try to build a business and you don't know who your target client is, or you don't know for whom you're building the business, you're building a business for air, and your business is general and broad and very, very, very difficult to manage. This is what I did for the first years of my spiritual life coaching career. And let me tell you, it was struggle, struggle, struggle. So when I created this program, it was after I realized, oh my God, I was doing it the hard way. I was doing it wrong for years. And the moment I made this shift, everything changed. People who came to me were different. I felt different. In the way I was working, my work quality improved significantly. Everything improved. And of course, I started making more money, because all of a sudden I wasn't spreading my energy out over 15 different things because I was being too general and broad. Anyway, okay, I'm going to move on because I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to get into the thing that's most important for me. Um, and by the way, the thing that we're going to work on today that is really most important is establishing brand authority, which is building your treasury of boasts. Now, just because we are talking about this right now, in order, and this goes back to what I first started talking about in this particular video, you have to feel secure in what you offer. So you have to know what it is that you have to offer. You have to know what you're bringing to the table. In this exercise that I'm going to take you through today, I'm going to teach you a very powerful way to learn what it is that you offer, what you have to offer, and that's going to help you build the rest of your business. So you would build your business on this foundation. So for me, what I've learned is having your ideal client, understanding and making a decision about your pain point, and establishing your brand authority, or establishing what you're bringing to the table, like why you have the right to talk about this and great importance. Those are the three things you need as a foundation to starting yourself off as a spiritual life coach. Without brand authority, you are nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sounding a little hard right now, but it is just a fact. And I'm sorry. It is hard for me to just like say that so flippantly without feeling kind of like, oh, you're being really hard. But the truth is, I during those first years, I had no brand authority because my brand was too diverse. Like I was one person and I was trying to be all things to all people instead of one thing to the few people that could really benefit me, like benefit from what I was doing, right? So you have to understand that trying to serve the masses, it makes life harder for you. And for me, like it was detrimental to me to try to serve people. Once I actually like established my brand authority, my life became so much easier because I knew to whom I was writing my blog posts, to whom I was writing my emails. I was serving just a few people. And the benefit to me was that I had clarity, confidence. There was no doubt when I wrote things that I was writing to the right people and that they were going to understand me. It's really important that that you as the coach feel like you are being understood. Yes, spiritual life coaching is about helping people and being of service, but the fact is, as a spiritual life coach, you have to feel like you're receiving some kind of a benefit that excites you, that inspires you, that makes you want to learn more, that makes you want to give more, you know? Otherwise, you get tapped out, burned out, and strung out. It's really, really, really hard. I know because I struggled with it, and it's so different right now when I create, and I create a lot. You'll see that I make videos on YouTube every single day. I'm writing every single day. I'm building new programs all the time. I'm sending emails all the time. I'm, on Instagram, doing photos. The reason I'm able to work tirelessly is because I'm so inspired by my tribe, the people that are in my inner circle. They are so awesome. The people in this program, they are inspirational, and they love the material that I give them. It is nice to create something and to watch a person investing in what you created, not just showing up for free. Like, I love doing free stuff, and I love that a lot of people love receiving stuff from me free. But the thing that excites me the most is when people think that I'm worth something. And they show me that they think I'm worth it by sharing, by saying thank you, and by paying me for what I've created. That is a wonderful, life affirming experience. It's nurturing, so I can go out and create more. It's really powerful. So, in order to do that as a spiritual life coach and to really feel that benefit, you have to get narrow. You have to develop a niche, right? That's the more kind of common name for it. Specializing, right? What's your specialty? And who's your specialty client, right? So that's an important part of this curriculum. I will take you through it in detail. I have some fantastic processes. Oh my God, my process for helping you establish your niche client is really, really hard. Okay, look, I'm going to be honest with you. My girls in my program, they have tremendous heart because to really get your client, your specialty client, um, it does not have to be hard, complicated, but it does require that you have tremendous connection to your spirit guides because your spirit is going to help you know, your spirit knows who you should be serving. And this process that I've created lets you unite your logical thinking mind, the masculine part of you, with your feminine, divine, free flowing spiritual self. So it's a combination of those things. And it's very confronting because if you cannot stick to a process, like if you're somebody who quits when things get tough, then this is going to show. It's going to show. in this process. And this is where most people like to cheat. They like to cut corners because it feels like, oh, well, why can't I just go out and serve this person? I know what this person wants. I know what they want. They want the same thing I want. That's what everybody says. I'm going to just do it based on me because they want what I want. And actually, no, people are different. Yes, your story will help inform people, but people are individual, and it's not really healthy to think that you know what everybody wants without listening to them. Why don't you try listening? And so the process that I take people through to establish their client, that unique specialty client, is one that helps them really have to listen to what people want and to discern, like to read between the lines what they're even saying. This is such a great exercise because as a spiritual life coach, you have to read between the lines. You have to use your intuition and your rational self, your masculine thinking linear self, logic, with your intuitive, spiritual, psychic nature, right? So, doing this exercise is going to train you on how to use those two in a very safe environment because I'm there and you have like some things that are all working to help you. It is a very cool process. Okay, so I got to keep moving on. So let me keep moving. So today I'm not going to show you how to divide how to determine your specialty client because that's a long process. It's a very in-depth process. I go into that in detail in the certification program. Today, what I'm going to teach you how to do is to establish your brand authority. Now, this is also a really cool process that uses your masculine rational self and your feeling self. The benefit of this one, though, is that we're going to go in and work with your inner child. Okay. So, this is the beautiful thing about being a spiritual life coach. As a spiritual life coach, you cannot just deal with the world of form. You can't just deal with, like, oh, um, I don't have enough money. Okay, well, let's just make you a plan. Well, let's make you a budget. Let's get you a better job. No, that's the work of a career coach or a financial advisor or a finance coach or something like that. A spiritual coach has to say, okay, so you're having trouble with money. Let's look at your relationship with money. Let's look at your karma with money. Let's look at let's see, your energy. What emotions do you have around money? What kind of, what is your money story? What does your soul's agenda say about money? What is your astrology around money? What kind of challenges is the universe intentionally giving you so that you can overcome and grow your soul? That's what spiritual life coaches do. That shit's badass, man. I'm not kidding. Because when you look at stuff, like when a person says, I've had trouble struggling with money all my life, I've never been able to hold on to it. I can manifest it, but I can't hold on to it. When they say that, and I look at their astrology chart and I see that that moon is in the financial house, I am like, you got the moon in your financial house, okay? Money for you is cyclical. It's the story of it waxes and it wanes, you know? Oh my God, it's a lot of fun. It is so cool. But that's special to being a spiritual life coach. And this is why I'm so excited about it because I love doing that stuff. And I guess I should say to you that if you love doing that stuff, then being a spiritual life coach is definitely the right thing for you. If you like looking at karma and energy and feeling and using the intuition and teaching people to do that, okay, okay, Sally, just take a breath. How do you feel right now? Well, I feel anxiety, Crystal. I feel stressed out. Okay, just take a deep breath and be present with what you're feeling. Okay, Crystal, I feel better now. All right. So let's just allow this blah 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 to come up. And what do you perceive? Well, Crystal, what I feel is that this is so much fun for me. I love my sessions. it's just heaven on earth. It's such a great vocation. So what I'm going to take you through today is this exercise, establishing brand authority and building your treasury of both. So this is going to help you understand what it is that your unique offering, what's unique about you that you're bringing to the table. Okay. And this is why people are going to want to come to you as a spiritual life coach. And so remember yesterday and today when I was saying that a lot of people don't know what it is they have to offer as a spiritual life coach. This is it. This is what people, this is what you have to offer people. All right. So we'll come back to that. Let me just finish this last part up. So after we have established your coaching niche, then we're going to get into building your program and your services, right? So now your program is like your vehicle for offering, your vehicle of offering. Did I say that right? What I mean to say is you have a way of healing people, right? Like, let's say that we're talking about financial hardship. A person is not manifesting the money they want. Sally, okay, Sally's not manifesting the money she wants. She makes a lot of money, but then it all seems to go away on bills, blah, blah, blah. So she's got the moon, blah, blah, blah. My job as a spiritual life coach is to devise a program that's going to help Sally deal with her problem. Okay. Now, it can be whatever problem you want. You have to determine what you want. That's what we do up here in this coaching niche discovery module. You have to discover what it is that your soul wants you to help people correct. And then you have to devise a program, put together a program to help them correct it. And that's what we do in this program. You have to figure out what the pain point is, you have to figure out what the solution is, and then you have to figure out how to get them there. And then you have to write out all the content, like what are they going to read? Then you have to make the videos and you have to, create the slideshows and all that kind of thing, right? So you have to title your program, you have to figure out the pricing on your program, you have to establish the web presence around it. And then, of course, you have to get into the marketing, which we'll get into next. So, the next thing that we're going to talk about in my 10-month certification program is setting up your website. Okay. Now, with me, you're going to set up actually 2 websites. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but I'm going to help you build those. Okay. Because it's not difficult. If you know how to do it, it is not difficult to do. And I'm going to show you how to build a nice, simple is the key. All right. If you want a more complex website, you will need to hire a web designer for that, or you will need to do it yourself. I'm going to show you how to build a simple and effective website and a simple and effective curriculum, just like the one we're looking at right now. Okay. Easy peasy. All right. You can get complicated later. Right now, keep your technology stuff really simple. Okay. We'll talk about that in great detail, but definitely laying out your website, all the elements you need, the designing aspects of it, getting your message across, making your website effective, getting your content out there, getting your photographs out there, um, you know, getting your website to look like you so that it feels comfy because it's your office. Your website is your office. So we want people, like if you had a brick and mortar business, like a beautiful studio, you'd want little flowers and nice music and aromatherapy, and you'd want nice furniture, people to come in and sit down and feel great, right? That's the same thing on your website. When they come to your website, you want things to be clear for them. You want to make sure that you have your links that are all functioning and everything is spelled out in great detail. You know, uh, uh-oh. Oh my God, can you hear that? Hold on 1 second. Sorry. My alarm is going off and my phone is across the room, and I think that you're going to end up hearing my alarm go off for 15 minutes. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Here we go. I am so glad that my iPhone alarm actually works so beautifully. I love that I get notifications that remind me of stuff, because there's so much to do that, forgetting stuff just sucks. All right, so website design is our next thing. And then, of course, once you have a website, you got to market, and you've got a beautiful program, you now have to market. So we got to do your blog strategy, because I'm going to teach you how to run a blog. Okay, you're going to do blogs and videos. So you're going to do a lot of writing. You're going to be getting videos of yourself. You're going to do podcasts, all that stuff. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to do lead magnets. I'm going to teach you how to build a list and to market so that people actually come to your website and know that you and your program are there. Okay. Then there's the level 3 Reiki training that I'm going to take you through. And then, of course, we're going to put all this together. We're going to launch your business, and we're going to make you a formal business plan that actually makes sense. Because, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, as a business owner, um, you have to, actually, I think I can maybe turn this off for a few moments here, stop the screen share. So as a spiritual life coach, you are also a business person. And actually, what I want to say is you are a heart-centered entrepreneur, right? That's better than a business person for our work. It probably feels better. Like, I know when I consider myself to be a heart-centered entrepreneur, I feel much softer, much more at ease. And so you are a heart-centered entrepreneur. And in order to be successful, you need to have a plan. Now, making a business plan um, doesn't have to be complicated. It can be complicated, especially if you have a complicated business. But as a spiritual life coach, the beauty is that you don't have to be complicated. A lot of spiritual life coaches totally run their businesses with just them and just themselves, and maybe a virtual assistant or a personal assistant. You might have someone managing your website, doing things like that. But a lot of that you can really just do on your own, especially if you're keeping your web presence, your website very simple. And someone like your virtual assistant can totally run, the basics of your social media stuff for you, right? So anyway, we will talk about all that in the business building section of the curriculum, the my 10-month certification curriculum. We'll talk about that in great detail and make sure that you get set up on the right foot. Even if your business plan is just a simple writing out of the math, because you have to understand how much money you need to make in order to survive, but you also need to know how much money you need to make in order to thrive. Right? So I want you to think in terms of thriving, not just surviving. So I will not talk to you in terms of surviving because that's kind of just like up to your energy to survive. But I'm gonna talk to you in terms of thriving, so that your survival is included in thriving. By the way, like some people are like, "What? Thriving? What? What?" Like this totally like thrive. No, I don't thrive. I just survive. I'm just surviving, Crystal. I'm barely surviving, right? Yeah, we got to work with that. Okay, so um, that's all I wanted to show you about the certification program. And there are links all over for spiritual life coach certification for badass butterflies. That's my 10-month program. All right, now I want to take you through this exercise because I think this is so much fun. Hold on. Now, what I'm going to do first, let me make sure that I have the right one. Last edit was on December. Okay. Now, this exercise, this is the correct one. All right, so what I want to do, oh yeah, because it has a hashtag, so this is the right one. Okay, so then I'm going to share this link. I'm going to share this link in the Planting Your Prosperity Garden. Hold on one second, Precious. I'm sorry for the delay. Here we go. Got it open. All right. So what I'm doing right now, and actually I'm going to go ahead and just share this process with you. I'm doing a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, but I don't mind sharing it with you just because I think it's actually helpful to kind of see how this stuff works, because you're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing this, right? So this is the back end of my program. It's the back end of this program. This is the front end. This is the back end. And what I want to do, let's see. I want to add I want to give you this access to this form that I'm about to work on. And so to do that, what I'm going to do is open this, create a new lecture, and it's called Your Treasury of Boasts. Okay, boom. Now add text. This here is the link to open the Google document. Okay, that is not the right way to do that, actually. Hold on. Whoops. Copy. Oh, I should say cut. Cut. Boom. All right. Whoops. Sorry. Oh gosh, I'm being so silly right now. Okay. Open the Treasury of Boasts worksheet. That's all. This is what I'm trying to do right here. Open the Treasury of Boasts worksheet. Boom. Okay. Add text. Publish. Okay. Now, if I come over here and refresh, this is the front end. You should now see your Treasury of Boasts. So now you can easily come in here and open this Treasury of Boasts worksheet and access it for yourself if you are in the program. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've not enrolled in the program, you'll need to go enroll in the program. So the Planting the Prosperity Garden program is the program I'm launching right now, and it's free. So go join it so that you can do this exercise, okay? You're like, how do I join it? That's a good question. Why don't I do this? I'm going to give you this link just in case you're watching on YouTube and you want to do this with me. Did I do that right? Hold on. I did not really do that right. Let me stop sharing. Oh, now I need to find that YouTube thing. Here it is. Okay. And what I need to do is here under comments, I'm going to say link to join the program. Boom. Link to join the Planting Your Prosperity Garden program. Okay. Sorry about the delay, guys, but there you go. Boom. Now you have it. Okay. I think if I post it over here also, I'm not sure of how these comments are working there. They've been behaving a little strangely, I think. Okay, there it is, in case you want to watch this on YouTube. All right, where am I? Over here. Okay, so if you're in the program, then you'll see this. If you're not in the program, then you can go and get in the program if you want to. In the meantime, here's what we're going to be doing. Done. All right. This Treasury of Boasts / Brand Authority Stories instructions and worksheet form is a little thing that I've created to help take you through understanding what it is that you have to offer. You have something to offer as a spiritual life coach. Your story is the most important thing that you have to offer. Your story of hardship, struggle, pain, and suffering, and how you've dealt with it, coped with it, and overcome it. That is extremely valuable. Your ability to articulate that and then to share it with people is extremely valuable. And your ability to systematize your experience into a way that it can be kind of repeated and people can use it, that is extremely valuable. Now, what I just said, that last part about systematizing, this is a system that I created, okay? Now, I didn't start with this, by the way, and I'm going to give a shout out to one of my teachers whom I love and from whom I've learned a lot. Her name is Danielle Leslie, and she doesn't know I exist. But I did one of her programs, and it was an automated program, and I loved it. And she helped me realize what I needed. And so I was happy to invest in her program. And she inspired me to create this particular form. Okay. So let me let me just read this to you real quick. Brand authority refers to the trust a brand has earned from its customers and the way the brand has established itself in the marketplace. Your brand authority is the trust that people put in you, what you have earned, the trust that you have earned from the people who are watching your videos, reading your blog, following you on Instagram, liking your Facebook posts, right? That is building your brand authority. Now, in order to establish yourself with brand authority, you have to establish yourself as a brand. You have to have something to offer, okay? So this trust, I'm going back to reading here, this trust is achieved by first getting really, really clear about what you're offering, how you help people transform, who you are helping transform, and why you are doing what you do. Okay, so this form is one of the processes. Okay, I told you about the other things in the curriculum that we'll go over, but today we're going to just do this brand authority worksheet. And this treasury of boasts is a master list of all the things that you have accomplished. So we're going to get into that in this form. So this form is both your treasury of boasts, which are all the things that you've accomplished, and then your brand authority is all the reasons why you've done what you've done and why people should trust you. Okay, we'll get into that in great detail. Now, before we do that, I want to tell you how to use this form. So in order to use this form, what you have to do, this hashtag right here is how I kind of like identify what's my original form. So this is an original form. I strongly suggest that you don't write on your original, but that you make a copy. And of course, you're looking, if you click that link in the curriculum, you have, sorry, let me say this the right way. If you've clicked the link in the Planting Your Prosperity Garden over here, if you click this link, you are going to get this form with a little eyeball over here, which says that it's view only or read only. Okay. So what you're going to have to do is this, what I'm going to show you. You're going to come over here to File. Don't go up there to that file because that's not going to work. You have to come to this file that's in the form. So you click that link and this form is going to open. Then you're going to come over here to File. Then you're going to come down here and hit Make a Copy. And then you're going to rename this document and save it in your Google Drive, okay? And I'm going to just call it, I'm going to put PPG, that's my Planting Your Prosperity Garden, and I'm going to have it save in my Planting Your Prosperity Garden folder. Hold on. Planting Your Prosperity Garden. So I'm putting it in there, okay? And then I'm hitting OK. So now I can close the original. You can always access the original later, but I now have this PPG copy, and I can take out that hashtag, because for me, hashtags represent originals. But so now I have a PPG copy that I can write on and tear up. And if I mess it up, I can go back to the original and have access to it. Okay. All that is explained to you here in the instructions for the form. Now, what I'm going to do, because this is a long, long form, okay? This form, if you do it right, it's going to take you days to do this form. And you and I are not going to work together on days for this, for days, because you got to go do your life. I got to go do mine, okay? In the certification program, in my 10-month spiritual life coach certification for badass butterflies program, we go into this in great detail, okay? But for now, on your own, you're going to work on this on your own. But what I want to do is tell you how to use the form. And then what I want to do, I'm making this as a recording. What you should be able to do is pause the recording if you want to, and then go do the work and then restart the video if you want to, like when you want to move on to the next thing. That way you don't have to feel like you have to rush through it. Okay. Speaking of rushing through it, let's get started. Okay. So your objective here, overall objectives, your objective is to create a powerful and organized master list of accomplishments. Now get this, this is important. Accomplishments, obstacles, and challenges. Notice that there are two different things. Accomplishments were like, yeah, I accomplished it. Obstacles are kind of like, ugh, I'm suffering. Okay. You're creating a master list of both of these things, your pain, your struggles, and your accomplishments, right? Now, your pain, your struggles, and your accomplishments are going to be in a master list which always stays intact, okay? And it grows as you add to it. So you're going to just make a list, all right? We'll go into that in a minute. The other objective, to create brand authority stories based on your most significant boast. So these are your boasts. Your accomplishments, obstacles, and challenges are things that you brag about, things you talk about, like, oh, I did this, right? Now, it's very common for people to talk about and brag about the things that they've done really well. It's very common for them to boast about those things. Oh, yes, I climbed Mount Everest. Oh, yes, I've blah, 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 right? What's not so common, or what we don't understand as boasting, is boasting about the things that you've suffered with. But people boast about their sufferings all the time. Oh, I got sick as a dog. It was awful. I was really, really sick, and there was nobody around to help me, and I just had to lay there on the floor, and I was coughing, I was hugging the toilet, and that's boasting, right? What we want to do is to turn those negative boasts, those obstacles and challenges, into award-winning stories of triumph, okay? That's what this program is all about, what this next step is all about, okay? So we're going to create brand authority stories based on your most significant boasts. So this first objective, you're going to go through, and you're probably going to have 30 or 40 things that you've written down. You're going to be like, okay, well, when I was pregnant with my first child, I had preeclampsia and blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's an obstacle and a challenge with a triumph, right? You might also have some things like, I was trying to win the spelling bee and I made it all the way up to nationals, but then I lost. Okay. That's an obstacle and a triumph or not. You have to decide how you're going to spin that. Is that going to be a story where you talk about, you boast about the loss, which is important as a spiritual life coach. You have to show the dark sides and the light sides of life. So are you going to, how are you going to frame that spelling bee challenge? Are you going to frame that as a terrible loss and tragedy? Or is there triumph that goes along with this? Like, even though I felt really down, somebody came to me and patted me on the back, and then I felt free and I overcame, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be up to you. But this is what this exercise is going to help you do. So this exercise is important on many levels. It's going to give you confidence and help you overcome your own negative beliefs and thought patterns about yourself. It's going to give you a bigger picture view, a broader understanding of your life. It's going to make you rediscover things about yourself that you've neglected, that you've discredited, or that you've just simply forgotten about. It's going to become a powerful resource to help you handpick and curate a bio that is appropriate for a particular audience and situation. That's a little complicated. I'm not going to get into that right now. That's something that would definitely be talking about in the long-term program. Okay. Now, this thing also becomes a treasury of your stories, your articles, your blogs, and your posts that you turn to when you need to when you need to demonstrate who you are, right? And then it becomes the inspiration for some awesome lead magnets. Okay. All right. So look, I've been talking now for an hour. I'm going to drink some water. Hydration. One sip does not hydration make, by the way. All right. Step one. So what you need to do, so here's the thing. You can grab either, and I said this at the top, it's strongly suggested that you do this exercise digitally on your computer or in this worksheet directly, as opposed to in your handwritten journal. Okay, so I don't recommend that you do this all in writing on by hand, because some of this stuff you're going to want to copy and paste, and you're going to want to move it around. Okay, so so write it in this form or write it on another sheet. By copying this form, you've made it your own, so you can totally just write in here anything you want. You can just fa la 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 la, write as much as you want. You can make things bigger, you can make things smaller, boom, it's yours to do with what you want. So I suggest you do this exercise digitally. Right, so step one, the objective is to create a master list of your accomplishments, talents, and skills. So here are the instructions. Let's see, hold on, let me just refresh my memory here. There are 4 parts to this section, okay? There are 4 parts to this section. Do all the following parts in list form. Don't try to write a complete and detailed story, because we're going to do that in the future, okay? You might need to take several days to complete this list, as you're going to keep coming back to it, but do try to work on it every day until you can't come up with any more talents, skills, and abilities, all right? Don't judge anything. Don't eliminate anything. Anyway, basically what you're going to do is write out a bunch of lists, but we'll talk about that in part A, okay? So for part A, the first thing you're going to do is set a timer for 10 minutes, and you're going to brainstorm and write a list of all your accomplishments from birth until now, okay? So these is only accomplishments, okay? All your awards, badges, honors, certificates, degrees, every single honor you've achieved, from 3rd grade spelling bee to honor roll to CEO of IBM, write it all down. And your list is going to look something like this. You are going to set a timer. Boom, literally grabbing a timer and setting it for 10 minutes. Timer, 10, boom, start. And then you're going to be like, okay, what have I accomplished? Well, I'm a business owner. I'm a world traveler. I've been to Russia. I speak French, Italian, and Spanish, in addition to English. I've been married and divorced. This is a badge of honor for me, which is why they're going through me. It means I've lived life, so this is important for me. I was 3rd grade class president. Wait, hold on. I was 3rd grade class president. I I won the 100-yard dash in 3rd grade. I was rocking 3rd grade. Oh my God. In 3rd grade, I got all A's. I got straight A's on my report card. That was a very big year for me. And then you go on, right? In high school, I did this and blah, blah, blah. So for 10 minutes straight, you're going to just brainstorm, write down all your rewards and honors. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can pause this. You can pause this video, not right now because it's live, hello, but when you're watching the replay, you can pause the video and advance through this form along with me, okay? You'd set your timer, do this, and then move on, right? But now I'm gonna go on to part B. So you're going to set that timer again. And then what you're going to do is brainstorm a list of your skills, talents, and abilities. So include everything from your ability to knit and make excellent biscuits and gravy to your ability to manage people, type 50 words a minute, or run a $30 million company. So again, you're going to set that timer for 10 minutes, boom, and then you're going to write down all your abilities. You're going to be like, okay, fried chicken. I'm good at making fried chicken, but I'm not. I'm good at I'm good at training dogs. I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel welcome and secure. I'm an amazing interior designer. I'm good with aesthetics. Aesthetics. Um, I'm I know how to build WordPress websites. I know how to blog. I know how to write ebooks. I know how blah blah blah. Okay? So, everything that's a skill, okay? You write that down. Boom boom boom. Okay? Turning off the timer. Part C. You're going to set that timer again for 10 minutes. Okay, see, I know this is a long process. It's already 30 minutes to do those first 3 steps. That's why I said that you need to take time. You're going to do this over a few days, okay? Now, for part C, brainstorm a list of all the times you've ever been of service to anyone. It can be when you've taught a transformational class and everyone levitated, or it can be when you helped a friend feel better after a breakup. It can be when you helped a stranger smile when they were feeling blue, or when you performed Reiki on your mother as she was transitioning to the afterlife. All right, anything where you've been of service. You set that timer again, and I'm going to give you a few examples. Now, I am going to intentionally avoid talking about the work I do as a client, as a coach, because you are not a coach, and the point of this exercise is to help you understand that you don't have to be a coach. Oh Lord, don't tell me I've not been sharing my screen. I've not been sharing my screen. I am so sorry. Holy macaroni. Rats. How do I make that up? Well, the good news is, holy macaroni, I've not been sharing my screen. I just need to be with this. I just need to be with this frustration. I'm so mad at myself right now. I am so mad. Okay. Well, if you're in the program, then you at least know that, oh man, I've been not sharing my screen and I don't know at what point. Oh man. Oh man. Man, nobody said anything. Maybe I can re-edit. Maybe I can edit this video. I'm going to try to edit this video, but I will work on that later. Hold on. Okay, whoops, wrong thing. Where am I supposed to be? Over here. Okay, I'm going to get into it now. All right, this is the Treasury of Both worksheet. Oh, Jesus. Okay. The thing is, I know because I was sharing it over there, I'm pretty sure you saw most of it. I think you just have not seen this screen share since I started actually working on the screen, okay? But this stuff should still be explanatory if you open it up. I will write this in for people who are watching the replay. I will write it in. Okay, I will do that. Yes, and tell you just to follow along. Okay, here we go. I'm going to just keep on rolling because you know what? This is in the universe's hands. When you make a mistake, it's in the universe's hands. What can you do? All right, so I am going to do part C, set that timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to brainstorm a list of all the times I've been of service to anyone, deliberately omitting my spiritual life coach clients so that I can take things from spiritual life coaching stuff. Okay. So I go visit my grandma a couple times every week, and she loves that. I take her out. Okay, wait, sorry. Don't go into detail, just make a list, okay? This is all list form stuff over here for right now. How else am I being of service to people? Oh, well, when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, I used to help old people. I used to volunteer at the old folks home. Okay. How else have I been of service? I used to help my family by being in charge of cleaning the entire house every week. I used to help my mother with all the cooking every day. I remember helping my grandmother by doing the dusting every day of her knickknacks. Do you spell knickknacks like this? Knickknacks. Is that how you spell knickknacks? I hope so. That's not how you spell grandmother. Let's see. I used to volunteer with mentally disabled children every day in high school or after school in high school. Okay. Anyway, you see how this goes on. You're going to just write down every way that you've been of service. Oh, I'm going to write this down because this keeps coming in my head. I helped an old lady cross a big ass Italian boulevard when she was nervous because she was so slow. That felt really good. I'm putting that down there. So these are the things you need to do. Go through and list all of your all the times that you've been of service to people. Okay, so I just stopped my timer, but you're going to do that for 10 minutes. All right, so go ahead and do that. And then for part D, so when you're done with all the brainstorming, you're going to categorize everything according to any themes that you find. So you might find, like if we look back to the three different sections here, I've got business owner, world traveler, language, third grade, marriage, helping pets, designing, writing, um, blah, 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 right? So let's just put these in some categories. So, um, the way to do this would be, I'm on two different pages here. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is copy this and move it down here. Ooh, I think what I'm going to do is even build a little table, insert a table. I don't know how many categories I'm going to have. I'm going to put 4. Okay, so I'm going to put them all in here. I'm going to put them all right here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this next section and I'm going to copy, and then paste those all right here. And then I'm going to take this next section, this last section, copy, and put those all right here. Now, we need to find themes, okay? So here's a travel theme. Okay, business owner, this is business. I'm going to just move this over here. World traveler, okay? Been to Russia. I speak French, okay? Well, I've been divorced. Boom. I've been divorced. Okay, let's put you up here. That's about relationship stuff. I was third grade class president. So this talks about leadership. You're going over here. Oh, you're going to go over here with business ownership. Boom. Okay. I won the 100-yard dash in third grade. That speaks to my athletic prowess. Okay. In third grade, I got straight A's on my report card. In third grade, I got straight A's on my report card. That's academic stuff. Okay. That's going to go over here. I'm good at training dogs. That's leadership right there, baby. You're going over here. I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel secure and amazing. I think that also is about leadership. Come on. We're going to put that over here. I'm an amazing interior designer. I'm good with aesthetics. That feels like it's its own category. Right there. Boom. I know how to build WordPress websites. I know how to blog, write, and write ebooks. Those sound like they are their own thing. Use your intuition, by the way. Don't do what I do. Do it according to how it feels to you. It's good practice for you to learn how to practice using your intuition. Okay, I go visit my grandma a couple times every week, and she loves that. Okay, I take her out. Okay. When I was a little kid, I used to volunteer at the old folks' home. Okay, now this is about working with people, and when I was there, I was entertaining. That's what I found. Like as a kid, I kind of was there entertaining the old folks. That's what I felt. Oh, let's see. Okay, what I'm doing right now is trying to get another line. All right, so I'm going to put this down here because that feels like an entertainment. When I was, okay, hold on a second. I thought, what did I just do? Sorry, hold on. I just confused myself. Oh, I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel secure. Okay, yeah, that does. This is like about me, like being able to have some kind of charisma with people. Something's going on right there that I'm noticing. I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel secure. When I was a little kid, I used to volunteer at the old folks' home. Okay. I used to help my family by being in charge of cleaning the entire house every week. That feels more like work stuff, like I'm reliable and responsible. Reliable and responsible. leadership. I think that can go over here, actually. I used to help my mother with the cooking every day. Could. I'm gonna put that over here. I remember helping my grandmother by doing the dusting every day of her knickknacks. That felt, again, that responsibility. She trusted me to touch the stuff on her beautiful shelves of things she got from her world travels. That feels very responsible. So I'm going to put that in here. And I used to volunteer with developmentally disabled children every day in high school. That felt like, let's see, I used to hang out with them. That's, again, that relationship, being good with people. So I'm going to put you over here. Okay. Boom. And then I helped an old lady cross a big ass Italian boulevard when she was nervous because she was slow. I'm going to put that over here. Okay, so those are my categories. I've gone through everything that I wrote. Okay, you should have much more than what I wrote, by the way, because I just kind of half-assed this and I only did like 1 minute of doing this. So you should have much more stuff to categorize. And then what you want to do is go ahead and label stuff. All right, so for me, this is athleticism. Is that how you spell athleticism? Okay, I'm going to call this actually athleticism and competitive. I've been, oh, this is supposed to be married and divorced. Okay. This to me, actually, now that I'm saying that, what is that about? This again is about relationships with people. So what I'm going to do is move this all up and put those in there. Oh, whoops, my bad. Don't do it that way. Okay. Here we go. Cut. Yeah, then I don't have to have that extra thing down there, that extra row. All right, and this is going to be about relationships and connecting with people. And the third grade, I got A's on my report card. What is that? This is all by itself. What does that mean to me? It means that I was successful. Places I feel successful. Right? All right. This is these are all things that I taught myself. So I'm going to write that in here. Self-taught stuff. Okay. And it's probably not a bad idea, just to make this easier for you when you go back to look at this. I'm going to make these in bold because these are the labels for each of the categories. That's what you're doing here in part D. When you're done with your brainstorm, you categorize everything, right? And I'm going to say, ooh, I want to say that here, this makes me feel cosmopolitan, worldly. This, did I do that right? Okay, yeah. I'm an amazing designer, go with aesthetics. What is this? I'm going to just call this aesthetics or good eye. Okay. I go to visit my grandma every week. I take her out. What is this? Is this about connecting in relationships, caring, sensitivity? Yes, this is exactly what this is about. And I'm going to move this up to relationships and I'm going to expand on this here. I'm going to expand this label. Care and compassion for others. Okay? And then here it says business ownership, leadership, right? Reliability. So I'm going to label this one business ownership, leadership, responsibility is what I want to say. Okay, so now I have part D done. Again, just categorizing the work that you've already done. All right, so go ahead and get that done, and then we'll be ready for step 2. Okay, so now this is actually part 2, step 2. This is your treasury of personal transformation over hardships boasts. Okay, so this is where you've transformed over hardships. All right, so your job in this particular section, hold on one second. Hold on one moment. Actually, what I'm going to do is pause because I realize that my neck is starting to burn. I'm feeling a little bit tired. So I think what I'm going to do is end this live stream right now. Then I'm going to come back in an hour and finish it up. Okay. So Lord knows you have plenty to work on right now. So I feel confident in letting this go for right now. This is a big process, and I knew it was going to be a big process, but I think it's going to be really worthwhile for you to do it. So I'll be back in an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and see how I can correct my mistake of not sharing my screen. I want to make sure that the website or that the curriculum is all set up the right way. So I'm going to go work on that and relax my voice a little bit, and then I'm going to come back with the next part of this video. All right, signing off. Bye for now.